Hello guys, I am back from another video and today we're talking about what if Deku was a Wendigo. So in the last video, Deku, Izuku got into a party with, all of his classmates and also, did a dance. And during the dance, Izuku, almost slipped and caused, him and Todoroki to basically almost kiss. Everybody started saying to Izuku, kiss, kiss, kiss. But Izuku moved away as Izuku says, I'm sorry, Todoroki. So yeah. So after that whole thing, Izuku saw, Bakugo all alone, while looking at the locket. As Izuku looks at it, Izuku gets all of his memories back. As Izuku basically comes up to, Bakugo, as Bakugo recognizes him as the kid that she bullied all those years ago. She basically comes up to Izuku and basically apologizes for everything that she had done. So yeah, after that whole thing, so let's talk about what happens next. So Izuku's with Bakugo as Bakugo says, "Hey, Izuku." Izuku says, yeah, Bakugo? She says, I wanted to ask, could you dance with me? So, Izuku, basically puts, one of his hands on her hips, and Bakugo puts one of her hands on Izuku's face as they start dancing in, the outside. Dancing, in front of, the fountain. So, when they're about to, kiss in the moonlight, one of his classmates, being, Kaminari, who decided to get out because, it was starting to get a little bit boring, as he sees, Izuku and Bakugo kissing. As Kaminari says, ooh, this is gonna be juicy! As he starts going back into the ballroom. So, yeah. So, after Izuku kissed Bakugo while they were dancing, Izuku says, "Hey, Bakugo, come, let's go back inside." As she says, "Okay." So yeah, so Izuku goes back into the room, including Bakugo, as Kaminari and the rest of his classmates are basically looking at them, like doing that smug smile, except for Todoroki. Todoroki looks angry more than anything else. So yeah, so after that whole night, they started going home back to the dorms. So after that whole thing, they start going to sleep. So yeah, so the next day comes as it's the day that's where they're going to be picking their hero names. So Midnight arrives as Midnight says, alright, settle down, settle down. It's time for you all to pick your hero name. Oh sweet lord, I'm really sorry about that, guys. I just ate, so I'm really sorry. So Midnight tells everybody to pick their hero names as everybody starts going up and picking their hero names just like in canon. So Izuku picks his hero name as Izuku starts coming up to the blackboard. Izuku says, I am the Wendigo hero. I am Rudolph. As everybody else is a little bit laughing as Kaminari says, why Rudolph? you know that's a reindeer. Izuku says, yeah, that's the only thing that I can think of. And also the only comment that I can see in the YouTube video. I don't know why people didn't comment on the hero name for Izuku, but I guess that kind of works. So Izuku starts picking his internship. So Izuku decides to enter in to well, um, what's a good so Izuku picks Miruko's internship because well Izuku really needs to work on his well fighting style because um I just realized Izuku has pretty long legs when he's in his Wendigo state. So Izuku decides to well learn how to use his legs more, just like his what's that called that fighting style that he does. I think it was shoot style or something. Or if you could just or you can just comment it down there and just tell me what it's actually called. But for now, I'm just gonna call it um hmm. How do I call? What do I call? Frost Leaper style. So yeah. So Izuku calls it Frost Leaper style. So when Izuku arrives, Izuku sees well Bakugo. She says, "I didn't know that you're going to be coming here, Izuku." Izuku says, "Yeah, I've been trying to learn how to use this brand new, well, fighting style I'm learning. It's called Frost Leaper." As she says, "Really? What's it do?" As Izuku says, "Well, it makes me, well, if my arms are basically broken, well, I have to use my legs, so I had to start training with my legs now." As she says, "Huh." So they meet up with Mirko as they were being well, um, just doing some regular old well, um, how do I say it? What they're doing some normal patrols, and Izuku started training with his legs more. Mirko teaches him how to use his legs more because well, she's the rabbit hero, so she uses her legs a lot. So because of that, well, Izuku is basically a little bit stronger in the I meant the leg department. Even though he does still look skinny, he's pretty strong now. So yeah. So while they're basically patrolling the city, they see well a fire starting as they see several villains arrive. Some of them with well with several weapons, which is peculiar because well most of the time villains would just use their quirks, but it's unusual. So they see Shigaraki and Kodagiri as they start coming in. Izuku sees Todoroki and Endeavor there as Todoroki basically tells Izuku to help them as Endeavor says, hello Izuku. And Izuku says, "Oh, hey Endeavor." As Endeavor says, "Hey, how about you try and take down the leader over there in the back?" Izuku says, "With my pleasure." Izuku says, "Start of the hunt!" As Izuku summons out, well, tons and tons of like, um, um, well, how do I say it? Like, dark ice deer. As it starts ramming into the villains, but not hurting them. As Izuku starts, basically running up to, well, Shigaraki. As Izuku uses his legs to basically, kick him to the ground. As, Konigiri says, "Who the hell are you?" As Shigaraki says, "Wait, you're the kid that I saw in the..." As he starts coughing up blood. As he says, "Damn it!" As Izuku sees, well, a rune, or at least a symbol around his neck, that Izuku can translate. At least he thinks so. Izuku reads it in his mind as it says death. As Shigaraki says, "Ah shit, I meant Shigaraki says, damn it, why is it as Konigiri says, as Konigiri starts using his portals to basically teleport well Shigaraki back to the bar as he starts fighting hand to hand with Izuku. Konigiri in this one um doesn't usually use this as well portals all that much, mostly just for transportation. When he's usually fighting, he just uses well Wait for a second. Instead of usually using his portals for fighting, he uses hand to hand combat. So Izuku starts fighting as Izuku brings out his like dark eyesight. Wait for a second. So Izuku starts using his dark eyesight as it basically cuts Konigiri right in half as he starts reforming from just that. Izuku says, "How the hell?" As he says, "Are you serious? You can't kill me. I'm pure darkness." As his eyes starts glowing a almost like bright neon purple as he says, "Allow me to show you what true abilities are." Instead of using his portals, he summons out two like um two double-handed axes as he starts charging it at Izuku. As Izuku starts using his dark eyesight, instead of Izuku usually winning, he's starting to lose a little bit. Izuku senses that this is not a quirk. This is magic from, well, a certain girl. As Izuku sees, above, Konigiri, or at least behind Konigiri, well, Alice, looking over Konigiri and Izuku, as she says, "What do you think of my, um, of Konigiri's, brand new equipment?" As Izuku says, "What the hell did you do to him?" As she basically, tells Izuku, "Well, all of the magic that I, stored all these years, well, I decided to help my father and his scheme of ruling the world." Izuku says, "Who the hell is your father?" As she says, "Well, you might have heard of him. His name is All for One, but some people prefer to call him, well, the king of the underworld." Izuku says, "Wait, you're the daughter of All for One?" As she says, "Yep." Now, ready to die. As she starts creating, a large broadsword with several runes attached to it. As she starts charging it at Izuku, as Izuku says, "Damn it! How is he that strong?" As um as everybody finishes up all of their battles, they start charging in at Alice, as she says, "Pathetic." As she creates a blast of green energy, which basically pushed them back. As Bakugo says, "Izuku, no!" As Izuku says, "Take this." As Izuku starts transforming into his wendigo state, as Izuku pushes her back, Izuku says, "Start of the hunt." As instead of just regular old deers, instead there's wolves. As they start tearing apart um Alice, as Alice says, "You really think that would actually beat me?" As her skin starts growing back, Izuku says, "Damn it!" As Izuku starts transforming back into his human self, as she says, "Enough of this. At least we got something out of it." As she shows Izuku something, a necklace, with a eye, or at least what he thinks is an eye. As she says, "Bye bye. I hope you feel better when you finally be in our control, Izuku." So they disappear as Izuku basically says to everybody, "Are you okay, guys?" As they say, "Yep, we're good." As Endeavor says, "Who was that girl?" As Izuku says, that was Alice. Ah, shit. As he says, wait, that was the girl in the. Izuku says, yeah, that was the girl in the, well, sports festival. Ah, shit. Why does it keep happening? Um, I meant, um, well, Bakugo says, are you okay, Izuku? As Izuku says, yeah, I'm okay. As well, Izuku looks over as Izuku sees, um, well, Todoroki angry at Izuku. So after that whole thing, they get the credit because Izuku basically fought the villain. So yeah, so after that whole thing, they get back to to well to the dorms. So yeah, so let's talk about um something about well something really important because before you leave, um it's something about the what if Deku had a Yu-Gi-Oh quirk because some of you are not commenting about the archetype. I mean, one of you decided to pick like an archetype, but some of you are either picking like archetypes that they're basically describing like an archetype that I really don't know. So I'm going to give you three different archetypes for you to pick. First, we have the Shadow archetype. If you don't know what the Shadow is, you should watch TCG anime. Let me show you his channel. Okay, you either have to pick either of these three what ifs. The Shadow archetype actually the Shadow archetype is basically filled with monsters that are how do I say it? Based off puppets, and they're usually from the monsters are usually from different archetypes except for Shadow. I think we're I can't remember the boss monster's name, but the next archetype that you have to pick for the Yu-Gi-Oh! What If is the Vendread archetype, which if you don't know, the Vendreads, also known as the Vendeads, which I think is pretty awesome of a name, are monsters that are zombie dark type. Because if you don't know, they're usually just zombies which actually look like or referencing how do I see it? The Resident Evil franchise. So yeah, and finally we have this archetype, which I originally wanted for four archetypes, but I think it's going to be interesting to mix these two archetypes together, which is a mix a mixed deck of the Dark Lord and Invoker archetype. If you don't know, the Dark Lords are based off how do I say it? Mostly based off of demons or mythological figures in different types of mythology. Mostly from if you don't know, Christian mythology, because of have you seen all of the monsters? There's Dark Lord Morningstar, Dark Lord Nistema, and also other types of monsters like that. And it's also going to be mixed in with the Invoker archetype, or the Invoked. The Invoked archetype is based around this one monster by the name of Alistair the Invoker. And if you don't know, he's based off Alistair Crowley, which is who's a man that's really interested into the cult. So yeah, so I hope you liked the video, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.